So we had a chance to talk with yet another baseball expert, this time our friend Jayson Stark of ESPN, and it's sort of in our never-ending quest for knowledge and information about the most perplexing thing.
Answers.
Yeah, that has hit the Mariner franchise, and that is, could they have possibly missed on 3 or now actually we're probably talking about up to 4 of their prospects? And was there anyone out there that thought Ackley was a bad idea, that thought Montero was a bad idea, that didn't think Smoke could play? And Jayson Stark, and you can check out the podcast on the Bob and Groz page, well, he kind of joined the choir and said, no, we thought they were good. Everyone thought they were good. It's still baffling.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, we're talking to him to get somebody who's, when you're close to the subject, you're too close, it's hard to be objective. So you talk to somebody on the outside who's got a different view of it, and even Jayson Stark, who all he does is baseball. He's a baseball savant. I said, you know, what's the problem between who they are in the minors and when they get to the big leagues? Why is that transition not happening? And he's basically like, I don't know. I mean, it's sort of bad luck. We asked, was it bad scouting, perhaps? These guys aren't what we thought they were, what they were billed as being? He said no. There was just too much of a consensus. Everybody looked at these guys as being something good, something potentially special at the next level. So the fact that, you know, they've all to this point been a bit of a failure is just as perplexing to him as it is to everybody. And it's not about Wedge. It's not about Jack Z doesn't know talent. I don't know, and that's just it. I don't know. You don't know. He doesn't know. Is it bad luck? Is it they all hit the skids at the same time? Is it the environment of Seattle where there's been so much failure in the past decade? Is it that? I mean, it's anybody's guess is as good as ours at this point, but he's a guy who follows the game as closely as anybody and who's dialed into these minor leaguers coming up, and he was sold on all of these guys just the way Jack Z and every other person was.
I mean, eventually you're going to blame someone. You're going to have to blame someone. In fact, if the year continues on the way it is and it's unsuccessful, I mean, someone will pay. And I got a feeling in thinking about it, if that's the perception, then you've got to look at it and say, well, there's something that's happening in the organization, how they're developing these guys. And you made the point that actually, though, most of these guys have been pretty good in the minor league level. Mm-hmm. In fact, in some cases, spectacular at the minor league level. So I think, fair or unfair, it's going to wind up on the lap of, or on the desk or on the plate of Eric Wedge. The reason why, you know, I don't know how else you can look at it. I mean, these guys are getting to the major league level. They're not hitting here. They're hitting on the way up. It seems like they're developing the right way. Something's happening here. And, I mean, I don't really believe it myself. I don't think Eric Wedge is doing anything wrong. But if at the end of the year they lose 85, 90 games again, I mean, it's always easiest to blame the manager, and here's another case where they probably can.
So we'll shuffle the deck again and hope for massive change, massive improvement, and shuffling the deck that often, as we've seen here, doesn't often help.
By the way, nice job of not being distracted by my shirt.
Huh? I can't hear you over your shirt.
Was distracted.